10 minutes past the hour here on Paris Live PM. Now, Turkey has condemned a decision by the Dutch parliament to recognize the 1915 Armenian massacre as a genocide. Only 3 lawmakers opposed the motion yesterday, but the Dutch government has already said it will not support the decision. With me here in the studio is RFI's Tazy Parente to discuss this decision and the consequences. Now, Tazy, walk us through it. What has the Dutch parliament actually decided?
Well, on Thursday, lawmakers made 2 important decisions. First, they voted to recognize the Armenian massacre as a genocide. To give some context, the killings took place during World War I, when as many as 1.5 million Christian Armenians were deported and killed by the Ottoman Empire, which is present-day Turkey. Second, they called for a government official to go to Armenia in order to attend the Genocide Remembrance Day on 24th of April. It is important to remember that almost 30 countries in the world, including France and Germany, have already recognized the massacre as a genocide. But to start this discussion, is important also to highlight what constitutes genocide. William Shabazz, professor of international law at Middlesex University, has the answer.
Well, the term genocide has an official legal definition, which comes from the United Nations Genocide Convention, which was adopted in 1948. And it talks about the extermination or destruction of a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. And at the time, and since then, it has been widely viewed that the attacks and massacres of the Armenians in 1915 meet that definition.
Well, Professor Shabazz also says that although no one will be prosecuted, the measure has great importance to the victims. An opinion shared by Harout Chirninian, Communications and PR Office in the European Armenian Federation for Justice and Democracy.
My reaction as an Armenian descendant, survivor of the Armenian genocide, can be only satisfaction, because this is not only related to the Armenian people, but human race in general, because the Armenian genocide wasn't against only the Armenian, it was a crime against humanity. So it is clear that in a nation like the Netherlands, to be able to use the word genocide without any parentheses or without any fear is a big step forward.
Now, relations between Turkey and the Netherlands were already strained before this. I imagine now the 2 countries are worse off.
Exactly. The 2 countries have been at each other's throats since 2017, when the Dutch deported a Turkish politician from the country. He was campaigning there to get support among the Turkish diaspora for the constitutional referendum that happened last year in Turkey. Things have calmed down a little bit since, but this episode is not going to make the situation any better.